Monkey D. Luffy, the future Pirate King, has faced some of the toughest opponents, from warlords to emperors. But what will happen when he is thrown into an all-out battle royale against every major anime protagonist? Goku, Naruto, Ichigo, Deku, Asta, Tanjiro, Gon, and even Saitama. Who will come out on top? Can Luffy hold his own against godlike powerhouses, or will he get steamrolled? Let's break it down in a battle analysis of strength, abilities, and willpower. Before we start pitting Luffy against the strongest anime protagonists, we need to establish what Luffy is truly capable of. Luffy's durability is outright insane. He has survived multiple island-level attacks, being crushed, burned, electrocuted, and even poisoned, yet he always finds a way to keep going. We've seen him tank punches that would flatten mountains. He's taken beatings from warlords, emperors, and literal gods, yet he still stands tall. His body's built differently. His devil fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi, was revealed to be the Hito Hito no Mi, model Nika, allowing him to turn his body into rubber, manipulate his surroundings like a cartoon character, and fight in an unpredictable manner. Haki is one of Luffy's greatest weapons. With advanced armament Haki, he can coat himself in an invisible force field of pure power, break through even Kaido's near-indestructible body, and deflect attacks. His Conqueror's Haki allows him to knock out weaker enemies just by sheer willpower, and imbue his attacks with godlike force. Gear 5 is Luffy's ultimate transformation. This form allows him to become the embodiment of freedom, fighting with no physical limitations, changing his surroundings, and defying the laws of physics. He can make Kaido's body stretch like rubber and even fight while unconscious. With Gear 5, he turns the battlefield into his playground. He can stretch objects, manipulate his surroundings, and fight even while unconscious. If there's one thing we know about Luffy, it's that he thrives in chaos. But as powerful as Luffy is, he isn't invincible. While Gear 5 is his most powerful form, it has a time limit. The immense energy drain leaves him exhausted after prolonged usage. Luffy's raw, destructive power is not on the level of reality-warping beings or multiversal threats. He may have insane strength, but he's not a cosmic-level entity. Luffy is a melee-based fighter, meaning that against ranged or magic-based characters, he may struggle to close the gap before taking heavy damage. Before we jump into the action, let's set some ground rules. First, all characters are at their peak strength. That means Luffy has his Gear 5 powers, Naruto has 6 paths Sage Mode, and Goku has Ultra Instinct. Second, no outside help. This is a one-on-one battle. No plot armor, sorry Deku. And finally, no holding back. We're focusing on 1v1 matchups before moving to an all-out free-for-all. Let's go! These fights are to the finish. Let's see how Luffy stacks up against the best of the best. Tanjiro's blade is one of the sharpest in anime, capable of cutting through even the toughest demon necks like butter. But Luffy? He's fought swordsmen of legendary status. Dracul Mihawk, the world's greatest swordsman, couldn't cut him when he tried. His rubber body makes slashes much less effective, and now, with Gear 5, he can freely manipulate his own shape to dodge attacks in the most unpredictable ways. But let's give Tanjiro credit where it's due, his endurance is monstrous. This guy has fought through broken bones, near-fatal wounds, and pure exhaustion, yet he keeps pushing forward. His sheer willpower and battle intelligence could let him push past stronger opponents. Luffy isn't just some brute. With Future Sight Observation Haki, he dodges before Tanjiro even swings. And here's where it gets crazy. Tanjiro's swordsmanship is top tier, but Luffy's Conqueror's Haki-clad punch, a single hit could send Tanjiro flying across the battlefield. Let's be honest, Luffy takes this one mid-diff at best. Now let's be real. Tanjiro is an incredible swordsman with insane breathing techniques and godlike reaction speed. That's literally designed to destroy the strongest demons. But there's a problem. Luffy isn't a demon, meaning Tanjiro's biggest advantage, the ability to bypass demon regeneration, becomes kinda useless. But let's not count him out yet. Tanjiro's fastest and strongest move, Hinokami Kagura, Flame Dance, is a high-speed, multi-head attack that can burn through even the toughest demons. Combined with his insane reflexes and heightened battle instincts, he's no pushover. His ability to read enemy movements through the smell of battle is a dangerous skill, allowing him to predict attacks before they happen. But here's the thing, Luffy's observation haki works the same way, and it's even more advanced. Luffy versus Asta. Alright, now things get interesting. Asta's main ability, anti-magic, is the perfect counter to magical enemies. But guess what? Luffy doesn't use magic. His powers are devil fruit based, more like supernatural biology than traditional magic. So, does anti-magic even work on him? Turns out, it doesn't. But let's not underestimate Asta just yet. He's a monster when it comes to raw strength, and in Devil Union mode, his speed and durability are on another level. His strongest attack, Black Divider, makes his sword gigantic, capable of splitting mountains with a single slash. If that blade lands, could it erase Luffy's rubber body? Maybe, but here's the catch. Luffy's body doesn't rely on magic, and with advanced armament haki, he can bypass defenses and strike directly at Asta's core. Asta's insane reflexes and battle sense allow him to keep up with the fastest fighters in his verse. But against Luffy, that's where things get crazy. Luffy's Gear 5 turns the entire battlefield into rubber, completely messing with Asta's movement. And here's the clincher. Luffy's advanced armament haki lets him bypass durability, meaning he can land blows that shake even Kaido. Asta might have the speed and skill, but once Luffy coats his fist in Conqueror's haki, it's over. Luffy's ability to warp reality itself makes it nearly impossible for Asta to predict his moves. And while Asta has insane speed and brute strength, Luffy has fought opponents that shatter islands with a single punch. If Asta can't keep up, he's done for. Verdict? Luffy takes this, but it's a high diff battle. Luffy versus Ichigo Kurosaki. Now we're entering God tier territory. Ichigo Kurosaki, a hybrid of Soul Reaper, Quincy, and Hollow, is easily one of the strongest protagonists in anime. His speed, raw power, and spiritual energy are off the charts. Ichigo's speed is insane. His flash step is fast enough to blitz even beings who can react at the speed of light. But Luffy's observation haki is next level. It allows him to sense Ichigo's movements just before they happen. But Ichigo isn't just a swordsman. His Getsuga Tensho is a devastating energy attack that can cut through mountains like butter. And if he charges it up, he can fire off the Getsuga Jujisho, a dual-wielded cross-slash capable of obliterating massive areas. Luffy's durability is insane, but this attack isn't just raw power. It's a mix of spiritual pressure and cutting force. This means Luffy can't just shrug it off, but watch closely, because Gear 5 is about to flip the script. Luffy's peak form, where his body becomes ridiculously powerful, defying logic itself. He can turn his surroundings into rubber, fight with cartoon physics, and even laugh off some of the most devastating attacks. Ichigo isn't backing down. He activates his Horn of Salvation, merging with his Hollow and Quincy powers. His spiritual energy explodes, shaking the entire battlefield. His speed and power just skyrocketed. Mugetsu, the strongest technique in Ichigo's arsenal. A single swing could erase Luffy from existence. But here's where Luffy's abilities shine. Luffy's Bajrang gun collides with Ichigo's final Getsuga Jujisho, shaking the heavens. When the dust settles, Luffy wins. Extreme diff. Now it's time for the battle of two unbreakable wills. Mitsuku Deku Midoriya, the 9th user of One for All, versus Monkey D. Luffy, the man whose dreams shake the world. Both are relentless fighters with insane endurance, but who comes out on top? Deku's raw strength is absurd. With One for All at 100%, his punches hit like a nuclear bomb, capable of leveling city blocks. But will it be enough to take down Luffy? Luffy's durability is no joke. He's taken blows from Kaido, who's strong enough to one-shot mountains. And thanks to his rubber body, blunt attacks don't work as effectively. But here's where things get interesting. Deku isn't just a brute force fighter. Faji allows Deku to build up momentum and release it all at once, letting him move at speeds that rival Luffy's Gear 2. But Luffy's observation haki lets him see it coming. Deku might be fast, but Luffy's battle instincts are next level, and with advanced armament haki, his punches can bypass defenses and deal internal damage. Black Whip gives Deku crazy mobility and versatility. He can swing through the air, restrain enemies, and even use it defensively. But Luffy isn't even close to done. And here we go, Gear 5, Luffy's godly transformation. He can warp reality, stretch anything he touches, and fight like a literal cartoon character. This is where things get crazy. Deku is insanely strong, but how do you fight an opponent who doesn't even follow the laws of physics? Gear 5 makes Luffy nearly impossible to hit, and even if he does get hit, he just bounces back like rubber. Deku is pushing beyond 100%, surpassing his limits. This is the closest he's ever been to All Might's peak power, but can he land a hit? United States of Smash, the most powerful move in My Hero Academia. If this lands, it could end the fight in an instant. Bajrang Gun, the same move that took down Kaido. This is an attack that can split the skies. Both warriors are about to clash with their absolute strongest attacks. The impact shakes the entire landscape, but when the dust settles, only one fighter is left standing. Deku put up an incredible battle, pushing himself beyond human limits, but in the end, Luffy's durability, unpredictability, and raw power in Gear 5 gave him the win. Verdict? Luffy wins high diff. Luffy versus Naruto, the battle of two legends. Monkey D. Luffy, the sun god of the New World, versus Naruto Uzumaki. Both are at the peak of their power. Both have fought literal gods, and both never back down. Baryon mode, Naruto is a monster. This transformation burns his very life force, pushing his power to god-tier levels. His speed and strength are beyond comprehension. Naruto may be faster, but Luffy's Toon Force makes him wildly unpredictable. Luffy isn't just playing around. His advanced haki allows him to bypass defenses and attack directly at the soul. Naruto may be tough, but he isn't immune to haki. Naruto's shadow clone jutsu is insane. Each clone is a real fighter, and with Sage Mode enhancements, they can battle on par with gods. Luffy's observation haki will have to be in overdrive to keep up. Naruto isn't holding back, he's launching a truth-seeking Rasen Shuriken. These orbs erase anything from existence. If Luffy gets hit, it could be over. Luffy's versatility is off the charts. He can literally change the battlefield to his advantage. But Naruto isn't done yet. This could be the finishing blow. And here it is, Luffy's strongest attack. A punch the size of an island, coated in advanced Conqueror's haki. If this lands, Naruto is done. Both warriors unleash everything. Luffy's godly Bajrang Gun versus Naruto's ultimate Rasengan. The final clash shakes the earth. Naruto pushed Luffy to his absolute limits, but Baryon mode's time limit was his downfall. In the end, Luffy's raw power, durability, and endurance let him outlast Naruto. Verdict? Luffy wins. Now the final battle, Luffy versus Goku, and now, the Battle of Titans. Monkey D. Luffy, the Sun God, faces Son Goku, the Saiyan warrior who has shattered limits time and time again. Luffy's haki versus Goku's ki. Gear 5 versus Ultra Instinct. This is peak anime combat. Ultra Instinct Goku is an absolute monster. His body reacts on its own, dodging attacks automatically. But here's the catch. Luffy's Toon Force is just as broke. He can bend reality itself, meaning he can keep up with Goku's insane speed in the most unpredictable ways. Luffy's ability to manipulate physics is nuts. Even energy attacks aren't safe from his madness. But Goku isn't done. Goku just cranked his power to an absurd level. Each hit shakes the planet. Luffy's haki is no joke. Advanced Conqueror's haki allows him to bypass durability entirely. Even Goku has to respect that level of power. Here it is, mastered Ultra Instinct. This is peak Goku. His power is on a whole new level. Fighting without thinking, reacting to every move instantly. Goku is untouchable. Luffy can barely land a hit, but Luffy's done yet. Luffy's final move. Bajrang Gun. The fist of a god, a punch the size of a continent, coated in Conqueror's haki. If this lands, even Goku might be finished. And Goku answers with his strongest attack, the Universal Spirit Bomb. This is it, the final clash. Luffy pushed Goku to his absolute limit, but in the end, Goku's raw power, experience, and limitless potential proved too much. Verdict? Goku wins. Extreme diff. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos.